Hi everyone, greetings. This is Angela D. Coleman with Sisterhood Agenda, and this video is another Sisterhood Advisor video where I answer some of your questions that you sent to sister@sisterhoodagenda.com. So make sure you subscribe and then you'll be notified every time we do one of these videos because we're always answering different questions. As the world is changing and as some people are being asked to work from home, or that possibility exists that they might end up having to work from home, that was one of the main questions that I received was, what's the best way for me to set things up so that I can work at home? And I'm actually a really great person to ask that question too, because I've been working from home for over 20 years now. I started off working at home part-time, telecommuting on Fridays, and eventually became a full-time person working from my home office for like the last 15 years. We still have office space, and Sisterhood Agenda still has facilities that I can operate out of, but primarily I am most productive in my home office environment, and that's my base where I'm working. So I'll give you some tips. I have about 5 tips that I can give you on how you can work from home, how you can be really effective doing it. So one thing I wanted to say is that you need to create a space that you're really comfortable working in, and that's going to be good for you to be productive. Working at home is awesome. I love it, but it won't be awesome if you're not getting things done. It won't be good for you or your company if that's the case. So choose a location that you can set up as a dedicated work area. When you set up your dedicated work area, for me, I like to have some nature. So by a window where I can get some sun, I'll put some plants. If you're not able to have a window or an area that's open to nature, you can use plants, but you can also use artwork. You can use artwork with a beautiful picture of trees or a landscape or the ocean or whatever you prefer, whatever relaxes you, makes you comfortable. In addition to having that dedicated workspace, and I want to just make a note about the dedicated workspace. It doesn't have to be big. You know, it can be your closet, it can be a corner, but make sure you have proper light, proper ventilation. It can't be like in the musty basement, you know, next to the boiler or next to the furnace, and you can't hardly see, and it's dark and it's damp and it's cramped. It does need to be open and it needs to be comfortable, but it doesn't have to be large. I actually repurposed my dining room area, and I use my dining room as my main office. I only have like 3 things on my desk. I have a basket, I have a vase of flowers, and I have a pencil holder. And I'm able to just move those things. And it's a glass desk, it's very large, so then it can double as a dining table. I just grab my chairs, I put them there, I can put on a tablecloth, and it's back a dining room again. So it's a multi-purpose area, and I encourage you all to maybe think about doing something like that. I try not to put it in my bedroom because bedrooms are for relaxing and having fun and enjoyment, not necessarily for work, unless you might be sick. If you're sick, you might have to set up some type of a tray, and then you can work sitting up in bed. That might be helpful. But generally, I like to go outside of my bedroom and other personal areas that are defined by their personal use for me. The other thing that I have found to be extremely helpful is if I have a specific schedule of work hours every day. So for me, I optimize my time in the morning and in the afternoon. And I keep my calendar, I keep a digital calendar using Google Calendar. So I know exactly how many hours and how much time I'm dedicating to each task. All my meetings are lined up. And that just helps me stay organized, honestly. So when I'm working and I'm in work mode, I am in work mode. I've got things I gotta get done. The third thing is you should have the best technology that you can. If you don't have high speed, or the fastest Wi-Fi that you can, high speed internet, it's going to be a problem with your productivity. You're going to be waiting for things to download. You're going to be waiting for things to go through. You're going to have lag times. You're not going to be able to hold virtual meetings very successfully, online meetings, and meetups successfully. And those are so important for maintaining relationships and communication with folks. So you're going to really need to have very good technology. The best that you can afford is my suggestion. The other thing I wanted to just mention really quickly about workspaces, I was thinking about technology and being productive, is that people need to know and respect your workspace and your work area and your work process, even if it's at home. So, you know, if your mother, your brother, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, or your friends are calling saying, hey, I know you're at home, hey, let's go do this, and they want to chat or want to share their problems and they want to just socialize with you, you're going to have the self-discipline enough to cut that off and say, hey, I'm working, you know, these are my work hours, you know, let's get together after work. You're still in work mode, and it's up to you to enforce that work ethic and that work mentality. And then others will respect it too, once you show that you're serious about it. Let's see, I think that's pretty much it, actually. Oh, I said 5 and that was 3. So let me do the 4th one. I've heard different and read different things from different people, and I know it's different opinions about how you should dress for work and what you should wear when you work from home. And I think you should wear what you're comfortable wearing all the time and what's most appropriate for the social or professional situation in which you find yourself. So like for me, I don't have a problem with wearing whatever you want to wear if it's just going to be you. But if you know you're going to be participating in online meetings, sure, you should try to dress professionally, because you're going to be presenting yourself in front of an audience and participating in a bunch of, with other professionals. So sure, it makes sense that you're going to dress professionally. But if you're not, if you're really into doing these other tasks that don't require you to meet with anybody, how you dress is almost irrelevant. It's what's most comfortable for you. It could be a mental thing. So if you're not dressing for work, you don't feel like you're really going to work. If you absolutely need to do that, I say go for it. You'll find your groove and find what makes you work most productively as you do it. So jump into it with your dedicated workspace, jump into it with your work hours, jump into it using the best technology that you can, and jump into it dressing the way that's appropriate for your life, your lifestyle, and your work hours integrated into that. Since I said 5 tips, I'll have a bonus tip. I had mentioned that the agency has different spaces to meet. Always keep in mind that everything doesn't have to be based at your home. So one tip is to just be open-minded about other meeting spaces. Don't meet with people at your home because that's your home. Even though it's your home office, there are other spaces that you may be able to use, co-work and co-shared spaces, or public spaces like at a cafe or a restaurant or something like that. But if that's banned, like with coronavirus, that's banned because you're not supposed to be in gatherings of large gatherings of people. Most people now actually feel more comfortable meeting with you online. And so we are looking at potential changes, huge changes in that arena. So I always do like to have an office, an official office or facility space. The facilities is like more for programs for us, trainings and things like that, but it's great to have an office, dedicated office too, that in case you need to meet with someone who's really important and professional from a larger agency or a larger corporation or something, that you have that presence and you have that, that atmosphere that shows that you're serious about the work that you do, and you're able to meet with them in a space where you can work and do work. And also, if you're finding that you're not really productive and successful working at home, maybe you can also use that office once or twice a week to help you get focused and get into the process of working the same way at home. So let me know what you think. What are things that help you to work at home? What things would you find more valuable as far as advice and suggestions as you may be looking at working from home as a real possibility for you? Don't forget to subscribe again so you could get those videos. And if you have any questions, send them to sister at sisterhoodagenda.com because we'd love to hear from you and do our best in answering your questions. Take care and be safe.